On today's episode of the Toy Chasers.
I'm sorry, man.
Go for it.
Yeah, no.
Go for it. Think if you took your whitey tighties and put that around your head, it's that kind of thing.
I would literally elbow Billy in his stupid face and I'd get this for myself.
$5. $5.
By the way, kids, do you want to know what Mr. Claw looked like?
Who doesn't like reptilian alien people?
We are in San Antonio, Texas. There is a small little toy show going on here. It's actually not that small. And we're going to go take a look at it and check it out.
Whenever we hear the words toy show, we're going to try to stop in, even though we currently only have an hour. Because we were doing stuff all day.
If I were here, Billy would be caught slipping.
I'm on one mission to find gremlins stuff.
We're here an hour before they close because of prior engagements. The reason we were in San Antonio in the first place, we had to take care of that first. We had a little bit of time here at the end of the day. We got 1 hour, so we got to haul ass.
We're going to do our best to look at as much stuff as we can humanly possibly can. Toys.
I got it from Toy Tony. What's up, bro? Come here.
He popped my back.
Oh, wait.
Okchief will be joining us on our journey today because, well, he doesn't live far and he likes toys.
I just remember Eric's balls from the whole trip. I'm just doing this on purpose. I'm failing on purpose.
Chief is it's like a jolly teddy bear. Like, always super positive, always super happy to see you. Even if he's not, he pretends like he's happy to see you.
He's so gorgeous.
So I come across this figurine of E.T. and it's paint by numbers.
It's actually like a plaster mold, and it comes with paints and a brush, and you can paint E.T.
Extremely unique. It's something you don't see every day, right?
This is Toy Tony. He's a vendor at Retropalooza. I've met this dude many a time. Always has great stuff.
Hey, Tony.
Yeah.
How much you doing this?
The ET?
Yeah. For an old friend.
$5.
$5. I'll do $5.
I mean, done, right? You gotta.
$5 on you?
No, I
I have
didn't.
no cash.
Isn't this cool? Original ET, man.
At $5, I don't even have to think about that. Done deal.
Gringos don't get good deals.
That's awesome.
No, it's for my friend Billy. Where's Billy?
No, yeah, that's really cool. I like it.
I'm interested in this, although Billy found it. I do like collecting for ET stuff, and he knows that, so he's not gonna oh, look what I got, hold it over my head.
Here you go. Merry Christmas.
Well, it's for you.
Merry Christmas.
Who's it for you? Oh.
It passed through 2 hands.
Growing up, actually, I had a few paint by number kits, and they were awesome. I loved doing that stuff. I've always been an artsy guy, I guess. My mom and dad would encourage it, and so sometimes instead of buying me a G.I. Joe toy, they would buy me a paint by numbers thing, which I didn't mind. I can't. Better than a pound puppy.
That's cool. ET's a thing, so.
ET is a thing.
I see a lot of booths with a lot of toys. I've already bought one thing. Let's go see what else we can find. We come across this Cobra battle game. I've never seen this before. There was a ton of stuff that G.I. Joe made, they put out back in the day.
G.I. Joe against Cobra. G.I. Joe, Cobra battle. G.I. Joe against Cobra.
And the first one to knock out the other guy's ammo, rockets, communications, and laser power wins.
I'm gonna get you, Joe. No way, Cobra.
This battle game, I don't even remember ever seeing it in the commercials or anything. So I'm intrigued by it, but I don't think I want to spend the money on it. It is up there in price.
That's one of the cool thing about coming to toy shows, toy expos, is you see all kinds of crap that either A, you forgot about, B, you didn't know was out there, or C, stuff you do remember and stuff you are looking for.
I really mainly only collect right now for things that I do have nostalgia for in terms of toys, plays.
Did they make a toy of the guard that cries when the Rancor dies?
The Rancor Keeper?
I'm sure they did.
So the guys here come across a Halloween costume of Luke Skywalker.
The Luke mask is great. These Halloween costume kits back in the day, they basically had this plastic mask that went around your head with like a rubber band that would pull your hair. It's like a stretchy. Think of like if you took your whitey tighties and took the elastic part apart, tied that onto the ends of the mask, and you put that around your head.
The masks themselves were always disturbing, but take the dress part, for instance. Okay, look at this, Alf, for instance. So this is what you would wear, and you would go out and you would be Alf. But at what point was Alf ever wearing a shirt, well, a blue and red plastic, but anything with his face on it that said Alf? It's pretty ridiculous. It even says trick or treat, no problem. Oh, trick or treat, no problem. Now how about you get the good stuff? I don't know if that's a good Alf voice or not. Probably not.
What? You think I like being stranded on your planet? I'd rather be stranded in Ernest Borgnine's colon.
So we're getting closer and closer to closing time here, and I haven't really seen anything that jumps out at me that I know I have to have. But then I'm looking, I see something that I know exists, but I never see it out and about ever, and I'm drooling. So we come to this table, and right here in front of me, I see a figure of V, the enemy reptilian evil alien.
That's cool. LJN too.
V was this awesome show that came out in the 80s. It's about aliens that come down, they act like they're our friends, but ultimately they want to eat us and take all the water. It's definitely a take on Nazism.
Dude, V was seriously one of my favorite shows as a kid. I freaking loved this.
Underneath their skin, they were lizard people, they were reptilians. It was such an amazing show.
The visitors are not our friends. They've come to rape our planet and kill us. They are not who they appear to be. This is not science fiction.
So it was obviously about space Nazis and the fight that the resistance had against them to free the world.
I remember second grade, like making these little paper spaceship thingies and putting the little V symbol on them and stuff. It was just a really cool. Robert Englund was in it.
V, the original miniseries. Check it out.
I thought this was a great concept, you know, and as a kid, it really kind of struck my imagination.
I absolutely loved this show. Funny thing is though, I never knew this toy existed back in the day.
As a kid, I was completely oblivious to this. All I knew was the show that I loved.
It didn't really have a toy line. This is the only toy that ever officially came out. Now this is a pretty uncommon, maybe even rare, I'm not sure, but you don't ever see it, like ever.
What are you asking on this? 60? I mean, it's not common, huh? No.
So he wants $60 for this thing. I have $50 in my pocket. I'm gonna think about it.
This is an example of Billy this time completely losing his common sense.
As cool as this thing is, it's $60. You know, that could be used for groceries and electric bill. You know, as an adult, do you really need to be spending $60 on toys?
My goodness, I wish I was there. I'd be getting this. I would literally elbow Billy in his stupid face and I'd get this for myself. And Billy is stupid and he does have a stupid face.
Another one of those obscure toy lines that you don't run across very often is Inspector Gadget. Talking about Inspector Gadget from the television show back in the day.
This is how you found out who Claw was. You had to buy the action figure because they sold him covered up, his face.
This Dr. Claw toy, what was special about this is in the cartoon, you never saw his face. All you saw was his arm, which had this like metal gauntlet kind of thing on it, Dr. Claw, and you always saw his stupid cat. This is how you got to see Dr. Claw's face, was by buying this toy.
But if you look down there, he's just like an old looking dude. But this is the original Mr. Claw.
Well, that's a good way to.
That's cool.
Get people to
Yeah,
buy it,
exactly.
right?
Because in the cartoon, he always was in the seat.
Right.
And you only saw his hand, the claw.
By the way, kids, do you want to know what Mr. Claw looked like? Send us some money.
That, in my opinion, is genius.
Next time, Gadget. I promise I'll get you next time.
So here's some unique stuff that usually you don't find at a toy show. Really old toys, toys before my time even.
It's called Designer House?
Yes.
You have seen one of these?
Yeah, these are literally you had to have your dad help you.
Oh, yeah.
Because, yeah, exactly. Look at all the pieces.
I would have loved to have something like this. As a kid, I was always building things. Anything that you could build, I was always into, and build and create.
Such some really cool toys back in the 60s and stuff, you know?
I always like seeing things before my existence. Sure, I don't have any attachment to them, but I just think that they're pretty cool.
This is 1949.
Whoa.
It's electric.
Yeah, you can tell by the plug.
And these are the little cars. They're all template cars.
Like this Moto Run toy, which essentially plays like electric football. You plug it in and the vibrations cause the cars to move and essentially race each other.
Thank you for sharing, my friend.
No problem.
I'm always up for knowing knowledge on more toys. Yeah.
And we can use all the knowledge we can get, honestly.
Yeah, but you forget about it.
See that mask playset with the Boulder Hill? Holy cow.
The only thing it's missing is the instruction booklet.
Really?
Yes.
So other than that, it's all complete there? Even the boulder?
Yes.
Oh.
Another toy line from the 80s was called MASK. MASK stood for Mobile Armored Strike Command. M-A-S-K. So they spelled command with a K. Maybe they couldn't come up with a C word. I don't know.
That's pretty awesome. It's got the boulder. Only thing missing is the manual. I'm sorry, man.
Go for it.
Yeah, no.
Go for it.
I want to eat next week.
Yeah, I understand.
Man, looks like you've been eating pretty good, so.
Yeah. I'm going for the dad bod.
It's working.
Seeing something like this is really cool, but not being too much into the toy line growing up, I'm not really too much into the toy line as I'm older.
You never saw that show from the 80s, V?
No.
Yeah?
Is this a dick joke?
The convention is about to close. We're about to get kicked out.
And so now we're having to rush through the last part. But I think I'm gonna go try to make a play on that V figure.
And I don't see anything here I want more than that V action figure. So I'm going to go see if I can talk him down.
I'm worried that they're gonna close down and I'm not gonna be able to get that V figure, so I better go over there until they pack up.
Closing minutes of a convention, this is the time to go and try to find stuff cheap as possible. At the end of the day, most vendors want to take home cash, not product.
I'm gonna try to hit them with 40, because I got a $50 bill in my pocket. I'm willing to do 50.
But Wood here, he sees a Power Ranger toy that he wants.
I didn't have many name brand toys. They were all weird off rejects found at thrift stores, I'm sure. But something I did have was Power Rangers, and I had this blue Power Ranger when I was a kid.
So maybe we can negotiate sort of a bundling deal here where I'm paying where I want to be for this, and you know we can both save a lot of money.
Would you do 50 for both? 50 for both.
It would mean a lot to us. What's you on that one?
It's got 60 on it.
Well, that's not even coming down.
That's very firm.
That's very firm?
Yes, sir.
Even if we bundle some stuff together, he's firm on it, and that's unusual. You usually don't see stuff like that. So I only have $50. Sure, I can borrow money and pay the 60, but honestly, if someone's not willing to negotiate and work, I kind of lose interest.
It's game over at this point.
Dude, you're gonna regret it. You need to go back and get this. This is your blue snaggletooth.
Go tell them 60 for both. Final offer.
Go. Let's go.
I'm being stupid.
Go.
Yeah.
Go before you're not allowed back in.
Fuck it.
Go.
I literally only have 50 on me. Does anybody?
How much do you? 10.
I really have no excuse. I'm gonna go back and try to get this thing.
Just tell him. Say, hey, look, dude, it's my last $60.
Okay.
Let's work something out.
So as I'm holding this thing in my hand, I just tried one last time to try to get a deal on it. And I say we do $50, just $50, so I can give him a good, nice, crisp $50 bill.
Would you do 50? Yeah. Do 50?
So he says $50. Boom, there you go. I don't have to owe anybody money at this point. I guess it pays off to not be stupid.
Hopefully the whole Snaggletooth fiasco kind of, I guess, awakened the concern in the rest of us. You know, maybe we'll be taking a little bit better care of each other. When one of us does go stupid, the other guys will be like, hey, you got to get this, rethink it, you know, you're gonna regret it later. Luckily, Jay does at this time.
Yes, that $50 could have been used for groceries, but you know, I'm buying this figure, I can take it home, and if I ever need to, you know, buy groceries if I'm starving, I can just sell the figure. You know, you might as well just take it home and have something really super cool sitting on your shelf that you can look at and be like, this proves I'm not stupid.
If I were here, Billy would be caught slipping because I would have swooped in right after him and picked this thing up. That being said, if I'm being realistic, I probably wouldn't have had any money anyway, so I wouldn't have done it. So.
$50 for a Snaggletooth, $50 for a V figure. Sometimes you just gotta grab life by the Snaggletooth. I don't know.
Who doesn't like reptilian alien people?
Oh, look at me, I'm Jay. I walked out of here spending a whole $5 that I didn't even spend because okchief spent it for me.
V, the original miniseries. Check it out if you have never seen it. And then follow it up with V, the Final Battle, which is the conclusion to it. V, the series, there are a few good episodes, mostly near the beginning, but then it got bad, really bad, really stupid, really dumb, actually. At one point, there's an alien with an electric whip that starts. It's just so freaking dumb. V, the Final Battle, one of the best characters was Michael Ironside's character. And, you know, he was in the first few episodes of the series, and then he just leaves. And so at that point, I was like, I don't even want to watch anymore because that dude was freaking awesome. And V, the Final Battle, Michael Ironside's character was the best by far. Dude, he's just like, I want to kill aliens next to that guy. Like, for real. Like, sign me up, brother.